Phoenix a good team.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We got another chart talk coming at you. Today is Tuesday, October 18th. You see me in my Yankees gear because I'm literally watching the game as we're recording this. Whenever Bennett talks, you'll see my eyes point to top left of the screen. That'll be me watching the game. And I'm going to be faking it to Bennett. But I digress. We got the Fed raised rates a couple weeks ago. We got that crazy move lower, that fake out, and then we got another move higher after that. We're just seeing, extreme volatility. But thankfully, we finally have earnings season to look forward to. We just got Netflix's report. It looks like they had a pretty decent beat. Actually, I'm seeing they had a actually pretty very big beat. And shares are ripping after hours. That's great to see. They touched as low as 228 post market, and now they're trading around 270. So the one thing I'm looking forward to this earnings season is that expectations have never been this low. We've gone into pretty much every earnings report and every season since COVID, as it's been like the numbers are going to be so great compared to COVID, or and now everything is so glum. Everyone thinks the market's going down 30-40% from here, whatever the latest estimates are. But I really love this setup for earnings seasons. I think it can give us some great setups. So without further ado, let's hop in. We'll do a little market outlook.
Yeah, you can share the screen if you want to start.
Cool. Let me share the screen. Screen. You got me up. You got my S&P up.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. So, all right, we caught the huge gap down last Thursday. That was on CPI. That's what it was. It wasn't a Fed releasing rates. It was CPI. That's so much information I'm going on in my head right now. Forgive me. But so, all right, Thursday's CPI, very feared report. Looked very, very gruesome going in, and we got that bounce back trade. That was some great P&L opportunity. A lot of the guys in the room took it long. I know that. And then Friday, they've been doing this pretty consistently on Fridays this year, is just selling off the market. No one wants that weekend risk. And then, but what happened was, we look on a shorter time frame. It has this huge move off lows where we open at 348 in the SPY. The following day, it's as high as 370 in just a few hours. It pulls back. It retraces about half that move, and then the buying starts again, and we got another move higher. I'm looking at this as pretty constructive. I've been pretty negative about this market and very bearish, but this action, even though it's really annoying the day to day with the gaps in the market, very constructive. I'm thinking that it could actually lead to a bounce from here. But we definitely need another rinse out before we get a bottom. That's in my opinion. And what we were talking about beforehand was most of we don't have too many events in the next few weeks other than earnings season that's coming up right now. We got Netflix started to report all the tech names. We got the banks. Banks gave great reports. Market loved the banks reports. That's very positive to see. But then we don't have anything. November 2nd, Fed's going to raise rates again. We pretty much know it's going to be 75 basis points. Then the only headline risk to the market after that is the midterm elections. That's November 8th. So, sorry, Bennett. Did I interrupt something?
Can you see my screen?
I can see your screen. Can I see your screen?
Yeah, I guess people.
Sorry if I'm interrupting here. I could be, kicking back watching the Yankees instead. I'm donating my time.
Blue just popped in. He wanted to say hi.
Whatever it may be. So, market doesn't have too much news other than earnings. And I'm very, very excited for this earnings season because I can finally focus on individual stocks. I've traded the indices more this year than ever before. And that's not my bread and butter. I'll be the first to tell you that. So I'm very excited to just be focused on single stock trades. What are you thinking over there?
So, give me a second. All right, not talking about the 10-year because I feel like I live in Groundhog Day talking about it. So I'm going to skip to the SPY. Again, definitely very similar outlook that you have. I kind of drew out these like three ranges that we're within. Right now the SPY's in a 9. We're going to call it 10% range just to keep it simple. Low, we're going to say is this 350. High is this 390. And it's, as we're in this range, like you said, probably, more of a rinse out. And I kind of put that in this ugly area to buy up. So it would be, a rinse out down through those lows. So down through that 350 low, some type of shakeout in that range, and then looking for that something to buy back up, up through that area of support. But now that we're getting up in this upper end of the range, it's hard to look to put on trades after we've gotten this bounce. As now we're in the up, this 380 to 390 is like the upper end, like the resistance area of this recent range. So it's like up here, we want to be thinking more defensive, more taking profits if we're in profitable positions. And then as we kind of pull back into this range, if we do, looking for those buys, sub 360, above 340. That's kind of like where I'm kind of seeing this range going forward for now. And then the only other thing, again, sector wise, again,
energy. All right, so this is actually what I wanted to ask you about. This, I was again, my question's ready. VDE. Is this a bull flag before the next breakout, or is this I see where you're saying it's an area to take profits short term. We've got a lot of these energy charts that are looking very similar. Here's the thing: if you want to go on a macro news front, we've been releasing what's called the SPR, the Strategic Petroleum Reserve, in the U.S. Biden and crew have been doing that to get gas prices down. He's going to do it into the election. The thing is that we only have a very small amount left where what we started with, and we can't keep releasing at the same rate without filling it back up. And that's going to be one of the big things in the election, whether we get more Republican backed or more Democratic. That'll affect how we're handling these oil and gas situation. But so once we stop releasing the reserves, supply and demand, that's a lot of supply coming from the market being taken out of the market. Theoretically, prices would go back towards highs, no?
So again,
and they're releasing a lot. Yeah, what?
Yeah. So the political stuff, I have no idea. I know literally nothing about politics. So that I can't say much. But chart wise, I'm a little conflicted where in this, again, short term energy's up nearly 20% in a week or two. This would be an area to take profits. But like you said, there are names that chart wise look really good. But there's other ones like Kush, and Kush has some phenomenal charts lately. He was looking at this Exxon, and it's like Exxon's name is just such a mega cap name that we've seen these runs before. And when it looks the most perfect, it's like the time to take profits. You probably hear blue bark in the background.
I got a fly coming at me.
Okay. And so
I'm saying it's tough to say it's a mega cap name when we saw it go, and it's not going to move. It just went 88 to 105.
But what I'm saying is, my point is that it's done this move already. It's hard to expect this, secondary move to follow without, again, I'm trying to use these things to follow, without like this dirty kind of shakeout before that's going to happen. So again, a lot of it, but there was one of the other charts. Again, there's a lot of energy names. I know CVX, I know you were talking to me before we started this, you were picking some up. I think CVX looks great. It's in a much tighter range. There was, what was the other one?
Oh, the other one you typed. It was look on the. I'll get it up for you because I saw alert for it. I think not CEIX. It was D. Had a funny name. Give me a sec. I'll pull it up for you.
So that's where I'm like kind of. It's like a toss up where there definitely are energy names that are setting up and they're tight, but there's other ones like this Exxon where this whole year it's been kind of sell the pretty, not buy.
Chord.
CHRD.
Chord.
So that's when you look at so many tickers.
Chord Energy.
Yeah. So this is again,
energy.
Energy name.
That's a great looking chart.
Yeah, like this looks like, like this I'd buy all day long. CVX looks great. But then there's like the Exxons where it's like that's just such a big name. It's like a Con Edison. It's just such a mega cap name that it's not going to get, in my opinion, a breakout through. Like it's not going to, in my opinion, it's not going to break 104 versus 96 and just go to 130. It's just not that name where like I would expect to see it break. I probably should switch this around. Like I would expect it to kind of shake out through 95 or 96, eventually turn up, and through 105 in time, I think it looks great. But I think there's other energy names like the CHRD or like your Chevron that if energy is going to break out of this wedge or now this like little flag, these are where I'd want to be. And if I'm wrong in that idea and energy is going to come back in, at least here I'm risking, 3-4%, where an Exxon, I'm not going to probably get the same upside as I would in that CHD or CVX. So it's, again, I think we still just broadly consolidate. I don't think we get this massive breakout just broadly with every other sector. We're just seeing all these sectors kind of roll over into lows. Energy is kind of the one holding up, but it's like they kind of all get brought down, and leaning on politics to come and save energy. I'm not gonna, bet
All
my
right.
dollar on them.
But all right. What, you're not gonna bet your dollar on politics to save energy? You're not gonna look at the macro landscape of a commodity and try to figure out where it's going based on that?
Well, that's what we got you for, because you're way
It's
more
like,
into it. For me,
that's a crazy statement.
all right,
I'm
but
not gonna
then,
look at the landscape based on.
yeah, I'm just not gonna. It's like I'm not gonna, base my investments off promises that politicians make. That'll be, I guess.
Oh, well, it wouldn't be a good thing. It's not a good thing that he has to stop it. It's he blew the reserves. It's a bad thing, and we fucking need the Saudi oil again. That's what it
Yeah.
is.
So, but if that's the case, it's like VDE will break 118. CVX will break those levels. Exxon will break that level. The ticker that I just keep typing up, CHRD. So it's like I can remove my opinion on what these guys are going to do. It's like if these stocks are going to trade higher, my buy stop will be in, and it'll trigger. So I don't need to have my opinions line up. I want to buy the breakout when, if these things want to break out, I want to be involved with them.
Okay. Okay. I'll leave that.
So you want to move on to some top ideas?
Yeah, for sure. Exxon. No, I'm playing. Yeah, I got you. So we had that Exxon. I like the CVX we kept mentioning, and I missed the chat. I've been going a lot of back therapy. But here's the trade I was looking for in the shakedown this week. I was looking for that retest of 156. Look for an entry, and today was my day. I got it today, but I wasn't. I had my eye off the ball, so I bought a little bit end of day today, a tiny feeler. But really like the way this one's shaping up. Really like the hourly chart. As soon as it starts moving higher, there's 164. Looks like it's clear as day to have 166. But again, I mean that it's going to be very dependent on energy as a whole and which way that moves. Is that moving? I think one of my favorite stocks remains is Regeneron. It's more macro, but if this comes back and retests 700, I'll look to buy it tomorrow on a retest. Actually, I didn't know this pulled in like it did today. This LLY, I really like this one. It's tough because I made this a trade of the week, and I didn't want to give it like a flat out, buy this trigger, have a stop here, because what we're like the market gapped up 2% this morning, gapped up like 2% yesterday. It's just a very random environment. It's tough to have these like black and white kind of buy stop, sell stops type thing. But I'll be watching this one for a breakout. I still will. I'll watch this 337.50 area. If it triggered like on some nice volume, I would give it to 330 in that regard. But I'll look to kick it into strength, into new highs, 345 area. So it's tricky because I like the name to move higher. I don't exactly know how it's going to do it. I don't really have much of a thesis on how exactly it'll do it, but I have price points that I like that I'm watching. So I'm watching that 337.50. Today's highs 336 area. ACLX. I know you're going to bring this one up. This one, what consolidation, huh?
I mean, yes,
it's like the nice part of this one, we don't have to have opinions. It's like buy 20, buy 20, 25. Fucking set your stop.
Exactly. Yeah.
You're good. You don't see a lot of these charts.
I literally put a buy stop in today this is like one of Chris's ideas from earlier this week.
Yeah.
I put the buy stop in and I'm like, oh wait, I'm like, if this thing ticks me in today, I'm gonna be really pissed buying this thing up 6% off yesterday's low when it was at 18. So I'm like, let me cancel that buy stop and like keep the alert like closer to 20. Where if it's gonna go tomorrow, it's like, okay, I can be in for this wedge break, but I don't want to get triggered in at 345 and it's at $20.02. And then tomorrow it has a day like yesterday, and it's like, why the hell am I down 10% in this thing? But I think it looks great. I don't like.
And I was looking at a lot of these. Like I took my eye off these alerts. This bull, the alert was through this 13 right here. Totally missed that one. What was another one I saw? PTCT, yeah, but AMLX was a great alert. Didn't even touch that one.
What's a few members? I know George. He like just got to alpha. I know he took it through.
Oh yeah.
And we were like, we did like a trade review, and it was like talking about like trailing stops. So I was like, keep your prior low day stop, wait and raise your stop like closer to the end of the day. Like when you're going to keep moving it up, from 28 to 29 to 30 to 31, like give it to the end of the day. And like now it's like now you got to still kind of give it versus really kind of 32, but he's in like a good, like he's still kind of like a break-even stop, but in a great trade.
How
And
many times in your career do you think you moved that stop up way too early, midday, got stopped out, and then realized if you just kept that prior low of day stop, you'd be fine? I feel like I did that 100 times in my
Yeah.
career before.
Oh, I mean, it's like I can't even begin to count. It's
Right, right. And
like
then another one.
more times than books that are on this bookshelf, probably.
Right.
Times it by 5.
We were looking at this Hearn too. Had the great weekly, monthly levels. Thing just took off without us.
Mhm.
So there's still some decent stuff out there. This RYTM rhythm that looks pretty decent. So Repta, still waiting on this one.
Mhm.
Let this one kind of getting ready. But again, coming off 4 days up, so it's tough. I wouldn't buy this one tomorrow. If it waited a week in this area and then went for
Mhm.
120, I would love that. That's mostly it. And I said CVX.
Mhm.
Yeah. I like that. I like that chart. I'll keep an eye on that. CHRD.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go through the energy names and really see what's popping. But that's a beautiful chart. That's
Right.
nice.
It's like I'm like the energy. Are you want to switch screens?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah,
Yeah.
energy is like I'm like a little conflicted where it's like I like the CHRD. I like that Chevron, but like then there's the Exxons and the other ones where they've gone too vertical too quick, where it's like I think they just need to pull back. But broadly, again, the market's been very wishy-washy. It's definitely not been easy this year, but lately we're starting to see there's some stocks that are flagging near highs. There are some setups.
That's what I'm thinking. Like I'm looking around chart wise. Yes, the market's still a disaster, but it's got to be more bullish. And I'm seeing a lot more constructive action under the hood, like
Mhm.
Humana. I know you're gonna. Oh, Hershey's on there. Yeah,
Mhm.
Hershey was on there. I had
Yeah,
that on
so
my list too. I was gonna let you get to it though.
yeah, but yeah, this Humana again. This is like one of Abby's names. This whole year, she's been kind of calling this from like 420 the whole way up. But this Humana looks, really good through this 510. Again, super tight here. You're buying 510 versus we'll call it 500. You're risking 2-3% at a stock that's at all-time highs. This the path least resistance in most of these cases is going to be it's been higher. So it's just a very tight risk opportunity to take.
This is all
advantage of.
right. This is what I've been struggling with. This. All
Mhm.
right. What's the difference between Humana and then these energy names like Exxon? Why is the path of least resistance for Humana higher, but it's not for energy? Why, Bennett? Why? Please. That's what I'm dying to know.
Well, the difference is Humana is at all-time highs. So the path least resistance, that would be like if VDE was at 130. Well, that's not even all-time highs. If we're really talking all-time highs, VDE it would be energy all-time highs would be this 145, but it's still going to retest
Okay.
that. So that's
Well,
like
I mean, where's the trend?
this trend is higher, but you still have to battle with all these people that have been in this stock or not this stock, this sector for a decade, trying to get back to, those 2015 all-time highs. Where for Humana, everyone that's in Humana is a happy camper. Anyone who's long is happy. You can't, you really can't be losing money in Humana if you're long, unless you bought it at 510, a week ago and you're down 50 cents on the stock. So it's just this move back to 145 to that retest will take longer, in my opinion, than Humana drifting through 510 and working its way to like 600. So this just, to me, seems like an easier trade than the energy trade broadly. This just seems, or let me say, not easier, a lower risk trade here, buying 510 versus 500 versus Exxon buying 104.
All right. So wait, no. So then, let's give our viewers a little bet here.
Okay.
I bet you that we see what a 20% gain in Exxon from here would be 120.
Okay.
20% gain in Humana would be 600 from 500, right?
Okay.
Throw some fucking shit on the table. I don't know.
All right. I'm gonna write this down. All right. So we got Exxon. So the bet is Exxon to 120.
Wait, and then what about
Humana
earnings? Do we
to
cancel
6.
these before if they got to go
Just
before
let
earnings?
let it just whenever it gets there. Very simple. What do you want? What should be? You got to wear a suit if Humana gets there first.
I gotta wear my my Tony Montana Scarface costume.
No, I want you in a blue suit, white shirt, and a tie. Full suit.
I don't even know if I have one. It's gonna be like a fucking t-shirt. Oh yeah, I got you. I got.
All right. So okay. So if Humana gets,
I'll get some more ladies viewing this after that. Shit.
If Humana gets 600 first, you got to wear a suit, and then you could tell me whatever you want me to do.
Yeah, I'll think about mine. I guess it's like a wardrobe thing, huh?
I mean, you think of what you want, but I think
I'll think about it.
That's a fair bet. Anyways, so again, we got Humana, we got this Hershey's. through this again. I really think this bigger level for Hershey, it's like this 232, but for now, kind of 229, 230. Kind of like we said before, there's not these like kind of black
Oh
and
shit!
white.
What the fuck happened? Oh, sorry, Bennett. Sorry, you go. I got it.
Oh my god. All right, well, Shake is definitely watching something with the Yankees. Anyways, Hershey's keeping an eye on. I just see Shake freaking out through 229, 230, 232, all areas to keep an eye on this Hershey's. Again, another kind of blue-ish sky breakout. What I mean by that is the stock it would be trading through new all-time highs. It's never traded above those areas. Why we say blue-ish is that it did poke through that area. It's not a hard level. It's a soft level since it has tried it once before. And again, we've been talking about this CHRD, some of these energy names, keeping an eye on this 150, 151 area versus this 140 for now. And hopefully Shake. Hopefully you're muted.
I'm good.
Oh my god. So what do we just miss?
Oof! Yanks scored 3 runs the first inning. Can't be mad at that. Can't be mad at that. So you want to hear something funny? So, the major fix is in for the Yankees because out in the West Coast, like the Dodgers are the big market team, Los Angeles. They just got upset by the San Diego team. So now they have San Diego playing Philadelphia when they were the much worse teams. They both upset the bigger guys. So the Major League Baseball is losing a ton of money because they're losing out on the big markets. So now it's New York versus Cleveland. So the Yankees needed rest so badly. They needed their pitchers to take one rest. There was like a drop of rain. Did it rain really badly last night? All night?
By me?
Yeah. Last night.
I mean, I couldn't tell you. Maybe
they canceled the game because of rain. It was like raining for 15 minutes. Really, they wanted the Yankees to get a little, get their pitchers a little more rest. So then today or last night, the Guardians, they didn't have a hotel book. It was supposed to be the last game last night. They go to their hotel. There's no rooms. They go to every hotel in New York and they won't give them rooms. These guys had to get scattered. Two guys go here, 2 guys go here, just all over the city. These guys were up all night trying to find hotel rooms. The fix is tell me Major League Baseball couldn't find these guys a room. No, the fix is in. They want New York. They want New York versus Astros. And look at us. Look at this bum. Oh.
All right. I mean, okay. So we went over top ideas. Any good and bad trades you want to go over?
I just been trading the indices back and forth, so nothing really.
Okay. Yeah, I don't have. The only thing I'm really in, but it's not the trade's still going on, is this APLS, which closed like shit. Nothing to talk about. Again, next week media is probably gonna stop out of this. But anything else you want to go over?
No, that's it.
All right. I think we're good,
right, guys.
Again, all the watches came in. We're shipping these things out first thing tomorrow morning. So thank you for everyone who did pre-order these. We got the watch cases as well. So those are going to be out. The 4th book is finally on Amazon. So if anyone wants, Shake, your picture is on there properly.
Wow, look at that.
Wants to get one.
Yeah.
Just order it and send us a DM and we'll refund you back the cost. So you keep it for free. And hopefully book 5 should be published hopefully in a few weeks.
Right.
I think we're done.
Right. Well, see you folks next week. Go Yankees.